It's a film where a husband kept changing the actual pressure of the gas in the lights in a house back and forth to make his wife feel like she was going crazy. And that's really where the term gaslighting comes from. It's altering the truth and then telling somebody who very well knows what the truth is that it's not true. It's a way to make you feel unstable, to start questioning your own truth, to start questioning your own authenticity, to start questioning your own space and reality. And while that's very valid to constantly be asking yourself, what is true? What is reality? Because our brains do have a tendency of wrapping the truth around what our beliefs are. So it's very, very valid to constantly be looking at our beliefs. That isn't anybody else's job. That's our job. No one else's job is to tell you what the truth is. That's something that is up for you to do. And it's something that you should constantly be doing for yourself. And as you're doing that for yourself and you become very settled in what your current truth is and very settled in your process of it, you need to stay within that truth for yourself and understand that that is your authenticity. Now, I will say that there were years, something like 40 years, where I was not living in my truth. I was not living in my authenticity. And it's very easy for us to be able to tell when we are living in our authentic self and when we are not living in our authentic self. One sure and clear way to know what that is that those who are not living authentically in themselves are very quick to judge others. And the reason that they are judging others is because they're seeing aspects of themselves that they don't want to look at. So if you find yourself constantly being judgmental of other people and not asking yourself, is it true for myself? You're probably not living authentically. That's probably what's happening. And you're probably also one of the ones who is causing some gaslighting for other people. So that's a very clear and sure test to find out if you or someone else is living authentic. If you hear coming out of your mouth or someone else's mouth nothing but other people, what other people should do, how other people live, how other people love, how other people act, or that everything in life is wrong because of this other person, and I have no say in that, and I am just a victim of it. If that is how you or someone else lives your life, you're probably not living authentic. You're probably gaslighting, and you're probably not standing in your own truth. Because the truth of it is we are all universes unto ourselves, and we are connected to the divine, every single one of us. And we are all able to change our lives, our realities, and our futures based solely upon our own intention, our own focus, and who we are, and by moving into our heart space. When you are in judgment and when you are pointing out all the wrongs of everybody else and not ever taking a look at yourself, that's when you are in your head. That's when you are actually blocking your own heart space. Now, this is definitely a time when it's very easy to see, what is happening and how people are really becoming these foes all of a sudden in the national system. And what I mean by that is transgender people, immigrants, women, people of color, queer people. They're all been slated and designated as now the new enemies of the state in some shape, way, or form or the other. So while if you are one of those marginalized communities as I am, and you're pointing out the wrongness of this, you're not judging the person that's doing it necessarily. You're judging the actions of them. So that's another way to tell your difference in your authenticity. You're not attacking a person for themselves. You're looking at their actions and showing how it is being very unjust and unauthentic and untruthful. So what I'm saying to you is it's very important, number one, for you to look at your own truth, your own reality, really find if you are truly being your own authentic self. And once you've done that, once you've done the work and you are doing the work, because it's never completely done, it's always a journey, be very conscious and aware as people try to gaslight you. That happened to me today as someone did a comment. I made a comment on a post, and then someone called me a liar. And then when I asked them what they meant, they reiterated what they say I said, which was very clearly not what I said. And I very clearly pointed out what I actually said and what I actually meant by it. And then I told that person to not put words in my mouth, please and thank you. So that is a form of gaslighting, where they take things that you say, your words, and they add things to it. They add things to it because they're looking for things like that you can say so that they can be on the attack. That's another form of gaslighting. And that is it's rampant in today's world. So many people have been really skilled at that. People right now are more gaslit or more skilled at being gaslighters than they are at being connectors. And now is the time for connection. And that's why I do these videos, even though I get very few views. And you know what? At the end of the day, like I always say, I do these videos, number one, for my own mental health, and number two, because I want my grandson to know who I am. But if this resonates with anyone, know that I stand with you. I stand with you in your truth, whoever you are, as long as you are your authentic self and you are taking care of yourself, I am with you. If you are here to blame someone else for your problems, then we're going to have problems, because that is not your job. It's not your job to point out other people as being your problem. If you in your life are having problems and the same problems keep happening, guess what the common denominator is? You. So you are most likely, and I would go ahead and say, you are the problem. And it's not some outside force, some outside people, some outside group, some outside ideology of any kind. You are the problem. So it's time for you to get true and authentic in yourself, to prepare yourself for this crazy new world that we're in, get in the best financial, emotional, physical, mental shape that you possibly can. Find those that you can trust and feel safe around, and let's organize, and let's stand up for truth. Let's stand up for love. Let's stand up for joy. Let's stand up for peace. That's the true revolution. So, don't know if this made any sense. Hopefully it touched somebody. Until later, love, peace, and release.